Hello guys, and welcome back to Entirely Elon Musk.
On April 14th, Elon Musk announced that he would purchase the billion-dollar company Twitter for $44 billion. After some back-and-forth negotiations, Twitter finally accepted the agreement on the 25th of April. But in a shocking twist, on July 8th, Musk suddenly was no longer interested in the deal and wanted to back out from the deal. He claimed that Twitter had underreported the extent of spam bots and fake accounts. The King billionaire also revealed that Twitter held back critical information and misled his team about the size of its user base. He accused the company of violating security law, breach of contract, and fraud as a countersuit against Twitter. And then, just like clockwork, Musk was sued by Twitter for backing out of the deal. Now, a 5-day trial in Delaware's Chancery Court will be held in October to decide who owns Twitter and what will happen after that. So, what went wrong with one of the biggest tech deals of our time? This story will probably stretch out over the next few months, so do hit the notification button to keep yourself updated with the Elon versus Twitter drama. Early in 2022, Peter Zatko lost his job as Twitter's chief of security. In a whistleblower report submitted in July, he said that Twitter had concealed careless security procedures, deceived federal authorities about its security, and failed to accurately estimate the amount of bots using its platform. Of course, Twitter disputed all of the claims and referred to them as a false narrative. But just weeks after Elon Musk's declaration to purchase Twitter, Musk attempted to back out of the deal for the same reason as Peter Zatko. Twitter was again accused by Elon Musk of material breach of their contract and had made false and misleading claims throughout discussions, according to Musk's team. Because of this, he wanted to back out of the deal. And if you were anywhere near social media at this time, you'd know that this was the talk of the town. Musk was particularly concerned about the abundance of phony or spam accounts on Twitter and Twitter's apparent unwillingness to back up its own analysis on the matter. Seems fair, right? At the same time, Twitter was experiencing unrest from multiple sources, not only from Musk and his legal team. Some of the company's senior executives were fired by Parag Agrawal, the current CEO of Twitter. The CEO fired Kayvon Begpour, who oversaw consumer products, and Bruce Falk, who served as the general manager of sales and head of product for the company's commercial side. Twitter is for sure trying to hide something. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Twitter filed a lawsuit almost immediately after Musk made it plain that he wanted to back out of the deal to buy the company, essentially saying, "You committed to pay $44 billion for Twitter, and we plan to get all $44 billion for our shareholders." The Delaware Court of Chancery, where Twitter's lawsuit was filed, quickly rose to the top of the list of interesting legal institutions that no one had ever heard of. Most had the impression that Musk went above and beyond to make Twitter an unexpectedly generous offer before turning around and playing with the prospect of breaking their agreement almost immediately. But in another interesting turn of events, Musk did the unexpected. By that, we mean unexpected from the normal regular person, but totally expected from Musk. Despite the lawsuit's confidentiality, Elon Musk filed a countersuit against Twitter. And this really intensified his legal battle with the social media company over his attempt to back out of the $44 billion acquisition. Although the 164-page document was not accessible to the public, a redacted version will soon be made available in accordance with court procedures. But of course, that is not all. While Elon might be fighting like a champ against Twitter, backing out of such a huge deal comes with even more unpredicted consequences. Luigi Crispo, a shareholder of Twitter, also filed a lawsuit against Musk. Luigi Crispo requested that the court should order the billionaire to complete the transaction, declare that he violated his fiduciary obligation to Twitter shareholders, and grant damages for the losses he caused. According to the lawsuit, which requests class action status, Musk owes a fiduciary duty to Twitter shareholders because of his 9.6% ownership position in the business and the takeover agreement, which gives him the power to veto many corporate decisions. Luigi Crispo, who owns 5,500 shares of Twitter, filed the complaint in the Court of Chancery. Damn, didn't see that one coming. Now, there is $44 billion on the line, and Musk's countersuit uses language that is just as sharp and direct as Twitter's original complaint, which referred to Musk's action as a model of bad faith. Yikes, we wonder what's going to happen with this lawsuit. It seems so messy at the moment. Why don't you give us a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to keep yourself updated with this drama? Coming back to why Musk chose to back out, his argument was mostly focused on user numbers. The validity of Twitter's statistics came into sharp view as soon as the deal began to go south. And interestingly, it also serves as the focal point of Musk's countersuit. He contends that Twitter overcounts the number of phony and spam accounts using the network, thereby inflating the number of monetizable daily average users, or real active accounts, that can view advertisements. In addition to posing a threat to Twitter's ad revenue, Musk claimed that his intention to launch a subscription service for the social media platform would be hindered because there would be fewer consumers to target than what he initially anticipated. Twitter responded that they did not provide Musk with the information before the agreement was signed on April 25th, but disputes that the user change was a restatement and instead refers to the modification as updated values. Interesting words. Seems like Twitter trapped themselves with this one. Another side of the story, according to Twitter, is that the Tesla CEO is attempting to purposefully kill the agreement because the market has deteriorated and the acquisition is no longer in his best interests. Either Musk or Twitter would be eligible for up to $1 billion USD breakup fee if the other party is found to be at fault for the contract breaking. Twitter, on the other hand, is seeking more from the court and is requesting that it issue a specific performance order requiring Musk to uphold the terms of the agreement. What even was the main reason Musk wanted to buy the social media giant Twitter in the first place? In case you think he was purely motivated by money, you're wrong. Musk is already the richest man in the world, so it seems logical that he would have no interest in purchasing Twitter in order to profit from it. The real answer is that he wanted to make Twitter's algorithm open source and saw it as the de facto town square. He even attempted to portray the entire takeover as a struggle to defend free speech and expression. In his latest interview, he said that he wanted to transform Twitter into an app which will adhere to the principles of free speech and can be a more open-source platform for everyone. He further added that he wanted to unlock the hidden potentials of Twitter, which are still untouched. Censorship was the fight Elon Musk was fighting, but now that narrative is lost between all these legal issues. Now that everything has been laid out, only the court can decide who will take the responsibility. Even with all these legal problems, Elon Musk is still making absurd tweets on the internet. Recently, he tweeted to buy the Manchester United Football Club to rub salt on the organization's wounds as they are not doing so great. Which makes you wonder, what if everything is a joke to him? What if he bought Twitter just for some publicity stunts? Even his father, Elon Musk, is not on his side regarding these issues. Elon Musk has said in a recent interview that he is not particularly proud of his wealthy son, despite the fact that the entire Musk family has accomplished a lot of things for a long time. Errol even made fun of his son's looks and downplayed his accomplishment in his interview. Ouch. We guess even multi-billionaires have a hard time impressing their parents. Or maybe he deserves this given the recent problem he has been occurring over the internet for the past couple of years now. And with that, today's video comes to a close. Whose side are you on, Musk's or Twitter's? And do you think Musk backing out at the last minute is right, given his accusations against Twitter? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want more content like this. Thanks for watching.